Chud 327 with truck bed trailer number 3, and I'm hauling a push mower. It's a Honda Yardman. Just picked it up. Yesterday I picked up day before yesterday I picked up a locked up Evenrude. I'm going to take the two and make one. That's right, homemade boat motor number 3. And don't forget to sub. So I've made it home with the push mower. It runs great, but the self-propelled system's messed up. Yeah, it's something I could probably fix, but I don't need it. I've got this one that I won 2 years ago. I'll leave you a card for that right here. Anyway, don't need another push mower, so I'm going to take this engine, put it on the boat motor. The boat motor is froze up. You could get it unstuck. You could get it running again. I don't really like working on 2-stroke engines. I prefer a 4-stroke engine, so much simpler to me. And this one, air-cooled. Don't have to worry about the water pump. Regular gas, don't have to mix gas. I just like the simplicity of a air-cooled, regular gas boat motor. So that's what we're going to do with this guy. At least that's the plan. Step 1. I've got to pull this power head off, and I should probably mull a little bit with this first before I take it apart. Let's do that now. So I took the front cover off the new mower. The guy thought it was maybe a gear issue. I think it might be a pulley issue. It's a 2-piece pulley when it should be a 1-piece pulley. Now I wonder if we should pulley swap it so it would mow faster. Second thought, that wouldn't help the boat motor project at all. I just googled the model number on the boat motor. It's a 6402-C. That says it's an Evenrude 6 horsepower. I'm estimating that mower's probably a 6 horsepower. Now the only catch is the mower may not turn as fast as the 2-stroke boat motor did, but it should have plenty of power. That was about 15 minutes worth of taking out 7 screws, 5/16 heads. Not much to it. I guess up next I need to clean up this foot a little bit and then start taking the engine off the lawnmower, getting those ready to go together. So I had some cylinder curiosity hitting me. 10 bolts, the head popped off. There's a little bit of water damage in there. That's what it looks like on the inside. Very little abuse. I see one broken spot here. Other than that, looks really great. Oh, and if you look to the side, my neighbor just gave me a table saw. We'll look into that after this. Supposedly it's got a burn-up motor. Another piece of cake. Here's the self-propelled belt. There's the blade. Blade looked pretty good. And the engine, 3 bolts later, it's loose. I just unhooked the kill switch that goes up to the handle on the handlebar. And now I'm going to shorten the pull rope. And the mower deck, it was rusting and cracking right along here. It was about done anyway. Spilling my gas. So now I got to get this off somehow, get that pulley off, and adapt that to the boat motor. Where I am now on the foot, the drive shaft is about a 3/8 inch stainless steel shaft. It's got 4 splines on it. That's going to be something hard to make, something hard to adapt to. But if we use what was made for it, hang on a second. This is the crankshaft that was made to go on that drive shaft. If I can somehow use that, I've got the engine taken apart. I'm thinking maybe cut it off here. That's pretty close to what the lawnmower shaft is anyway. Lawnmower is a 1-inch keyed shaft. That's pretty close to a 1-inch. I am right where I wanted to be. I've got the block all taken apart. I got the crankshaft. This is the piece I needed to go on the drive shaft on the boat foot. Then this part will cut it off here or cut it off there. That gets adapted to the bottom of the lawnmower engine. And as an added bonus, I got this cute little keyring size piston and rod. There's actually another one. I'll have to rip that out and make a contest to send it to somebody. We'll see. Let me know if you want to make some kind of contest giving away a miniature piston and rod. I've got the crankshaft on the drive shaft. If we spin the crankshaft, the propeller spins. Neutral. Reverse. We just got to figure out now how to adapt that to that and get the engine mounted. And then head to the river. The crawdad catcher is back with a baby crawdad. And we're to the technical part of the boat motor. The sun's starting to go down. I got to pick up the pace just a little bit. The plan is to cut, this is the crankshaft out of the boat motor engine, cut it right here and weld on this This is a 1-inch keyed adapter. Weld it on right there, and we've got it made. $15.99. It's got 2 Allen bolts. Or the blade holder, we could cut it off here, but there's no Allen bolts. I don't really know if it needs Allen bolts, but I kind of want them. Option 3, the self-propelled pulley. Very little key, not a whole lot of collar. I'm going to throw that one out. I'm leaning towards this, but if you want to do it for free, that would do it. And then in the bag, I've got some bolts. The engine bolted on with 3 bolts. I got longer bolts. I'll cut out some pipe, and I got this cutoff wheel to go right through there. I'm going to cut it off first, and we'll grind it smooth. Got to do a little bit of welding. That's next. I've got the crankshaft in the vise. I've got the grinder ready. The goal is to cut it off right here. I'm going to use the cutoff wheel, and I'm going to take the grinder wheel and make it smooth. Then we'll start welding. Well, that was quick and easy. And now with help from the grinder, everything's sitting pretty much smooth. The adapter's going to go just about like that. Or heck, we could do it like this, give it more welding surface. Weld here, weld all around there. Now if you look at it, this is the counterbalance. I might cut a little V-groove right here, take some of the weight off this side, and that'll give you a little bit more welding area. That's what we're looking at. Put a straight edge on it, flat. It's ready to go. The V-notch has been cut in the counterbalance. I've got everything all polished up smooth, even the bottom of the adapter. I'm going to line it up, put it in a vise, and start welding. And here it is all welded together. I got the hole welded up. The V has been welded back together. I'll clean it up now, put a little paint on it, then we'll go put the motor together. Well, that's probably a tomorrow thing. It's getting late. Then we'll put the motor together. I welded this together last night, and I just got to thinking about it. What if I got the welder and I put a little bit of weld here, a little bit of weld there? That would make it more balanced. Let's go do that. This is how the adapter turned out looking. The light side was this side. That's where that hole was at. Tried to fill in some here, fill in some there. Looks to me like it's perfectly balanced. Good enough. Then I took that flapper wheel on the grinder and sanded it down a little bit. Smoothed it up. I'm ready to paint it and go put it together. I'm going to use this U-shaped plate, bolt this down to the foot, and then get 2 pieces of angle iron and use the original 3 bolts. I guess make it 4 bolts that bolt to the angle iron. That looks stronger to me. That looks safer. And this is off of my second homemade boat motor. It was a 12.5 horse. When I put the bigger propeller on it, I had to drill a hole through the prop shaft, and while testing it, it broke. But I did find the propeller. It was right there on the boat ramp. What luck. So my next step, I need to turn this boat motor upside down and mark where I need to drill my holes into this plate. So this is getting so close I can almost taste it. It's starting to get dark too. I need to hurry up. Anyway, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes drilled. That one I missed a little bit. There's a bolt in the bottom and I couldn't trace it, so I had to eyeball it. And I'll make that hole bigger. I can make it work. I got to cut a little notch here. And then on this piece that goes down below, I had to take it off, and there was a bump here I had to cut off. I had to cut off this little bump here, cut off that bump there. Now this should go back on. 4 bolts. So I'm going to go back to the garage, cut that part out, and make that hole bigger. We should be golden. Okay, it's after dark, and the good news is this piece of Swiss cheese here, I just drilled 6 new holes. I got 6 bolts in there. There were 6 bolts holding the engine on originally. What else? I had to cut around for that bolt, cut around for the shifter. Hopefully this will be the last time I need to use this plate on a homemade engine. It is now. I guess tomorrow I get 2 pieces of angle iron, drill the holes for the engine, mount the engine, go test it. This is the next morning update. I just went to the garage and cut off this much of the crankshaft. Now the crankshaft don't even reach the adapter. The adapter, it goes in about 1 3/8. I'm about 1/4 above that. That means the whole engine's going to have to lower down. I'm going to be cutting off these brackets about 1 3/4 off for this one, about 1 3/4 off that one. I've already got the back angle for the back bolt. I'm using the stock bolts, and I'm going to go cut right now a piece of angle iron for the front. I also had to cut the key that goes in the crankshaft. So once I get these two cut, get that front angle iron cut, drill my holes, drill my 3 holes, we'll be ready to put it together. It'll be ready to run. The good news is I got paint. The bad news is it's not Evenrude blue. It's more of an Easter egg blue. My local hardware store didn't have a whole lot of variety, and I didn't want to wait. Got to get this thing together. I got to paint the other side still. It is the very next morning. I just bolted on this bracket. The good news is recycled Evenrude bolts. Everything else is lock washers, lock nuts, grade 8. If it's gold, it's grade 8. Up next, I got to get these two brackets on. I'm going to bolt them to the bottom of the engine. And then my adapter goes in. And then we bolt the engine to the big blue bracket. I just took a piece of wire and I turned the key on. And then downstairs, I was checking out the propeller. It needs a new split pin cotter key. We're going to put that in right now. The propeller is in really good shape. I believe it is first run test time. There was one little spot where the adapter was rubbing on the motor mount, but I put a little grease on it. It'll make some clearance. I need to shorten the pull rope, and I need to hook up a throttle to the carburetor. Right now we're just going to run whatever speed it runs, and I'll probably do something better with that kill switch too. And now, just for the fun of it, I got the kicker in a trash can. Trash can's full of water. Let's see how it does in the water. That was so much fun. Let's try it again.